A hero has fallen. It's with a sad heart that we bring you today's edition of Weekend Central. It's coming to you live from the news app here at Adesawe Kanda. We are live on Facebook as TV3 Ghana and on DSTV as channel 279. My name is George Queen, and top of the stories this hour. The Safo family and the Christ Safo Church have confirmed the death of Apostle Safo, a pastor, industrialist, and philanthropist. 2024 MPP presidential candidate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says he would have stepped aside if Professor Michael Quay's post-election report had linked his religion or tribe for the party's 2024 defeat. And we also visit Atebu, a main team, Sene East, Sene West, and Pru East districts, where residents are battling what they describe as the region's worst road network. Well, we have details of these stories and many more coming up in the next 60 minutes if you spend your time with me. You can also get interactive with us. We are live on Facebook as TV3 Ghana. Hopefully, you read your comments and share them to the rest of the world. And let's begin from this very sad one. The Safo family and the Christ Safo Church have confirmed the death of Apostle Safo, a pastor, industrialist, and a philanthropist. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka was born on August 26, 1948. He was an entrepreneur, inventor, and a pastor. In 1969, Safo founded the Christ Safo Mission. Safo established Kantanka Automobile in 1994 to produce vehicles suited for African conditions. His church has large acres of farm which produces various food items which are donated to orphanages and the underprivileged in society. Let's listen to some sounds from Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka.
Rainbow, red, gold, green. Anna, the sound so set at the cocoa. The rainbow man can. Mahmoud
at the cocoa no ne ifi.
I send that out, and the old man.
Ne show.
Yes.
And the wall.
And the old man. And here see we, Ufra and Crow. At the cocoa, and then let's say me, and to be about the family, as a uncle to a winter family. Okotope na adie no atwa me ho asia no na twe na ho no abe family. O kwa na do it. Enti afei na o monte ase. Enti medi abusome ngotwe no. Ana o mufufu to. Body a toy de Kusia. Anybody that on can. I know Medimico should be moving friends in them. I know Kuja see yourself. Menko. It's a minipa.
No, what do you in fear saying?
Meaning fear, I'm assuming what you 8 months.
I'm assuming what you.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka died at the age of 77. I'll bring you more details on his death in our subsequent bulletins. We want to go to his church, even visit his home and all that. And so keep watching TV3 in that regard. And now let's go to the Ashanti region. 2024 presidential candidate of the opposition MPP, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, has said he would not have sought another opportunity to lead the opposition party if Professor Michael Quay's report had linked the party's defeat to his tribe or religion. According to a former vice president, he told the former president, Kwadwo, that he was ready to sit back in order not to affect the future political fortunes of the MPP. He told delegates at Abuekwa. Take a listen.
Before Okwei report no buy, me kanchire Nana Akufo-Addo na ye wo meeting mo enye me no nko ha me ne no nkrofo bi ena ye meeting. And I ye din komo ye say we ewo ho boku wo ho ye say we Muslim and the way in na ye din komo hwe reasons are and I make country and na Akufo-Addo say papa me die Ye nhwemu a okwe report ye eba ena omukase Dr. Bawumia uye kramoni nti anase mampusi kusasi nti na ye ulusi abano medie mebe step it down me nkopio sana me kanchire me papa Nana Akufo-Addo me ka say because me pese me mfa interest ahead of the party. The party's interest must always be ahead of me. Intina me kanchire say because of the party I will sacrifice any ambition if me kwa yebelusi. But okwe report ne baye, Ashanti report ne baye, Conrad Adamhowe Foundation report ne baye, ni nyina by the same conclusion. Religion, tribe was not a factor in the 2024 election.
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia is the 2024 presidential candidate for the MPP and also the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And now let's go to the northern sector. Of course, some revelations were brought to bear at this very meeting. Our northern sector bureau chief, William Evans Inkum, has joined us on Zoom to update us more on this. And Evans, tell us more about what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been saying.
Being witnesses to this very meeting that he had with Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. George, when I know that if there's one particular document, political classified document that has been well protected, and of course you make reference to Professor Mike Okwe's report. It has been out of the public scene for a very long time, since post-election 2024. Only the hearing snippet of it as and when the political figures who are privy to the details of the report deem appropriate to share some, snippet of that particular information in that report. That's only when we get to know. And of course, with what the former vice president said, it is something that has been discussing within the high hierarchy of the NPP, or among the high hierarchy of the NPP. So a brokers meeting with delegates for the very first time, it came out public. One person that he mentioned to have been part of that particular meeting when he made that, when he mentioned his position to the former president Nana Akufo-Addo was the former deputy defense minister Kofi Amankwa-Manu. And I had opportunity to ask him whether he can confirm what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said. And this is what he has to say.
His tribe or religion to the MPP's defeat. He mentioned you. He mentioned that you were there when he even told Nana Addo that if the report had mentioned him, he wouldn't have sought another opportunity to contest on the ticket of the NPP. You were there. Can you affirm or deny that he ever said that?
Thank you, Evans. In fact, that day when His Excellency Bawumia mentioned my name, I said, wow, he's blown my cover. Yes, indeed. I mean, in all humbleness, I was at the meeting. And he did say that if the report came out, and it was found in the report that because of his religion or tribe, that those were the reasons why we lost the 2024 election. He was never going to seek re-election, and that he was always going to put the interest of the party first. And so, yes, I was there, but as the good Lord will have it, when the report came, there was nothing, so far as we are concerned, there was nothing stated in the report that indeed we lost the 2024 elections because of his religion or tribe. So yes, I was there.
William, Dr. Bawumia, as part of the Ashanti Regional Campaign, to apologize for the wrong of the elsewhere NPP government and the party's stronghold. How has the reaction been like?
Well, mixed feelings, and here it goes beyond the members of the ruling New Patriotic Party, across the length of the Ashanti region, across the political divide. people have been saying that, well, it is right because it's something that they've been waiting for to hear, because certain things did not go down well, especially with the business community here in the Ashanti region and all of that. The other people also believe that, well, it is not new because we've heard him apologize before. Maybe the only difference is that he's doing that in the Ashanti region. The others who are also saying that, well, he wasn't the main character when it comes to this apology thing. They were looking to hear from the former president. He's supposed to have led that. He was only a vice president. So these are some of the pieces of opinion that some people in the Ashanti region have been sharing ever since he apologized.
Evans, so after the elections, there were claims that the MPP has lost that stronghold in the Ashanti region. The former vice president sensed that at that meeting.
Well, if you look at the complaints that have been coming, in fact, I monitored his campaign, the 3-day tour of the Ashanti region. I monitored some of the places I was there. If you look at the kind of conversation some of the people had with him, very frank conversation, against the backdrop that some known constituencies MPP lost, for instance, Kwadwo constituency, which has been a very political bona fide, literally political bona fide property of the MPP since 2024, since 2004, losing that particular seat. What was a big blow. Then, Ahafo South West too was also not Ahafo South West. Sorry, I'm talking about Dansia Sokwa. Also, not a good kind of thing that every MPP member would want to hear. But it also shows the level of apathy going into the 2024 elections. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also had the opportunity to tell them that, the reason why, he was campaigning, that he wanted a mandate to be able to continue from there. But as to whether they are going to do that, I think the ball lies in the courts of the MPP delegate.
Thank you so much. William Evans Inkum is our Northern Sector Bureau Chief, briefing us on the MPP presidential candidate's visit to Abuakwa, where he had to engage some delegates and even apologize for the wrongdoings by the LSY government. And this, of course, is a development to follow up. That's the MPP flag bearership race. We'll follow up on this and surely update you in our subsequent bulletins. And now the audiovisual unit under the Information Services Department, which has documented some of the most important events in Ghana's journey, even from pre-independence era, is in a sorry state. With decaying archives, exposed wire and outdated equipment, the iconic unit is slowly fading away with time. Christian Yale visited the place and now reports on this hidden treasure.
Here lies a national treasure that is barely surviving, yet undeniably rich. The audiovisual unit of the Information Services Department is one of Ghana's most important but least celebrated institutions. It is the visual memory of Ghana, grainy footage of independence struggles, historic addresses by Kwame Nkrumah, state visit, cultural festivals, and decades of presidential activities. It has all the information that you need to know, the pictures, the visuals, all the archives. These are information that date back to even pre-colonial days. So activities of former president, the late Rawlings, John Ajekum Kufuor are all here. And it is quite interesting to know that when you get here, you get more of information about other past, president or heads of state. People, tourists from all over the place come to get most information concerning this country from. And so you see all of these files are files that are dating back to the ages, decades ago. You see this particular one here, which gives you a lot of information. But much of this history is quite literally falling apart. From deteriorating film reels to faded photographs, time is taking its toll on them.
I can see President Kufuor's name. Atamils is down there, and then some of the boxes that are labeled, but we don't understand the labeling here.
Anniversary celebrations, the traditional celebrations, they are all here.
Outdated machinery sit idle, and there is danger. I just want you to run me through quickly your major challenges at this place.
Thank you. The major challenge we have here is we don't have backup of all that we have here. You see, look at the place, need to be renovated. So we actually want to digitize all that we have. So we need somebody to come and sponsor and give us equipment and other things that will enable us to computerize all this we have from pre-colonial to date. So if we're not able to have a backup of this and there is a fire outbreak or something happened, that means that we've lost all the history of Ghana from pre-colonial, pre-independence to date.
Okay. Despite its condition, the unit still attracts foreign researchers, students, and historians from across the globe, drawn by the sheer historical value of its archives.
Because it's like a research center for most of the students, university students from even outside, came here for a research work and to be able to help them.
Leadership and members of the Information and Communications Committee of Parliament visited the facility and were visibly shaken by what they saw.
I'll probably rate the RTI office as the good. Then the bad would probably be the media room that we went to. And the ugly will be the archives and the library. That's my classification. See us as an ally, and then we'll make sure that all the funds that you deserve to be able to properly stand on your feet, we'll push, to get these funds to be able to operate as a professional institution.
I was particularly saddened when I entered into the audiovisuals department. I mean, that is a very important division of this department that holds the National Archives. We will be exiting at some point, but we will have our children and grandchildren yet unborn who will come after us. What are they going to see about us? To say that, oh, okay, this is how they lived and this is what they left us, if we are not leaving those legacies for them. We would have failed as a nation. Why would we leave it to rot?
We haven't had any form of serious renovations or infrastructure development when it comes to infrastructure works. We began a process of a retooling process that has been positive in some ways. You saw it when we went to some of the divisions, but we are lacking in about 70% of it. But you'll be sitting in a dilapidated office, and we all know how it affects productivity. And so we're hoping that moving from this very august visit that you have paid to us, we'll be able to move on, and then the next time we meet, it will be a far improvement from what we have done.
In a world moving rapidly toward digital memory, Ghana's audiovisual legacy remains trapped in time, crying for rescue. The committee has pledged to help revamp the unit, but until that help arrives, the unit stands as both a museum and a cautionary tale, a testament to Ghana's rich past and a warning of what can be lost if we fail to act. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, Christian Yale's report paints a gloomy and sorry state of the facility. If you were there personally, let's know what you make of this very situation. Engage us now on Facebook as TV3 Ghana. Away from the capital, let's head to northern Ghana. Tension erupted at Hamile in the Upper West region after irate youth went on a rampage. The youth accused officials of the Ghana Immigration Service of misconduct. A vehicle belonging to the service was also put on fire. And now let's go on to the telephone lines and engage an assembly member and a representative member of the Busia district. That's Abdul Mubin Bukari. And Abdul, good afternoon. And what really led to the incident?
Good afternoon, your chairs, viewers and listeners, and thank you for having me. Can you take up your question again?
So what really led to the incident? That's what I want to find out.
Yesterday, as at around 12 p.m. midnight, I was in the house when I received the phone call that a group of the youth rioting, and the problem is that some Burkinabe authorities, this place is a border to Burkina Faso. That some Burkinabe authorities, I think there should be the Burkina Faso, either they are police or military, that they came into the country, that's Ghana, Hamile, and then an immigration officer, it is alleged that the immigration officer aided their movement into the country. They made an arrest of one woman, and then the same immigration officer aided them to leave the country again. And we also know that when it is 6 o'clock, the border is closed, no vehicles are allowed to either move in or out of the country. But at that odd hour, it was alleged that this particular immigration officer aided them to come into the country and arrested or they kidnapped this woman back to Burkina Faso. So the youth were not happy with that development, and that's why they are rioting.
Were there, deaths or injuries recorded, casualties? Can you confirm if there were any casualties?
Can you take that again?
Can you confirm if there were any casualties recorded?
Well, the immigration officer in question had his vehicle burned. He's also having a mobile phone shop in town that was also vandalized. And then and some burning of ties.
Okay.
So I think these are just the issues, but there's no any casualty for now.
So what is the current situation there? Has camp been restored, or you're trying to just put things in order? What is the current situation?
Yes, the Honorable DC is there meeting with the security agencies. He's having a meeting with BOTEC, that's the Border Security Agency, so that we could restore calm. We are trying to calm down the tension so that we'll see how best we can engage the Burkina authority.
Okay.
So that they can bring the woman back.
Okay.
And then the immigration officer in question too has been picked up. He's locked in the cell.
Okay. Thank you so much for the update. And Abdul Mumin Abu Bakari is Assembly member for Hamile and also presiding member for Lambusi Assembly. Like you rightly mentioned, calm has been restored in Hamile following rioting by some irate youth. That's because of some misconduct by immigration officials, and he is saying some cars were burnt among others. And we'll surely follow up and update you subsequently. If you just tune in, you're watching Weekend Central, and the first bulletin of the day. And festivals provide a common occasion for people to come together by promoting a sense of belonging and community spirit. However, in recent times, the use of sophisticated weapons during festivals leaves many with unending tears. My colleague Christopher Marco has more in the following report.
Festivals provide opportunities for social interaction, family bonding, and a shared sense of togetherness, fostering a stronger community spirit. For many, festivals are spiritual occasions that encourage reflection, devotion, and drawing closer to their faith. One common characteristic of festivals is the firing of musketry, which serves as a symbol of honor, bravery, community pride, and to invoke ancestral protection and ward off evil spirits. These traditional gun salutes are performed by warrior groups who display their skills and connect with their cultural heritage. However, the practice has become dangerous due to the increasing use of illicit firearms, posing a threat to public safety and leading to fatalities. What usually starts in a happy mood sometimes ends in tears. For instance, misunderstandings during this year's Homowo celebrations led to 3 deaths at Sowutuom and Anya and 3 more deaths at Teshi in the Greater Accra region. This year alone, between January and August, 7 lives, including a Form 2 student of Bimbila Senior High School in the Nanumba North Municipality, have already been lost in 3 separate festival-related incidents. Yakubu Majid is a victim of a gun incident that occurred during the festival celebration. He lost his right arm in 2024 during a fire festival procession.
I wasn't born like this. I only had this one, the Physically Challenge, last year, July, during the Fire Festival. Immediately, I tried sitting on the motorbike. I heard a gunshot. Pine. After the gunshot, I couldn't see the hand again. It took the hand back to my neck, broke all the bones, including the major veins and tendons. In fact, the hand was broken beyond repairs.
He believes the face of traditional festivals that brought some communal spirit is beginning to lose its value due to the use of sophisticated weapons.
Duty bearers need to be responsible. We need to be responsible, because it isn't that we are not aware of people holding sophisticated weapons. We are aware. Duty bearers are aware. They are much aware of it. So what I want to do is plead is that I am a public servant and I'm saving lives. In fact, more especially children 0 to 5 years. If I including some of the children of the duty bearers, now I can't function as those. So productivity is low. So we are calling on all agencies responsible for that. Let's come out, control the level of influx of ammunition in our country.
Since his predicament, Majid's life as a family man and a nurse has not been easy.
He was very key to the work. The time the accident wasn't there. And after the accident happened, it's like coming to work has been very difficult. He will come and the kind of work he used to do has been very poor due to the accident. And because of that, we used to have a lot of impact. But based on the accident, it's like things have gone the way all of us do not want it to be.
But how concerned are traditional authorities about these incidents during festivals?
Nanano, when you were in my room, that's why he quoted me. I drew his attention. We ride in palanquin, dancing heavily to Phantom from or whatever it is, and then people fire musketry here and there. Do you know when somebody who have been hired to come and fire you, you wouldn't know. So these are issues that we must all address ourselves to.
The recurring spate of deaths during festivals has raised serious concerns about public safety, the enforcement of gun laws, and the preservation of cultural heritage.
A particular caliber of, let me call it, weapons that are not using live ammunition but gunpowder with discipline. But in recent times, this is not what is happening. We have our chiefs being followed by men wielding AK-47. The licensing of these weapons are meant for only defensive purposes or for hunting. You cannot use them for celebration.
Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Tamale.
Well, that is Christopher Marco's story, shedding light on the impact of the use of unlicensed firearms during festivals. And now let's engage someone at the commission. Carl N.A. Sowa is the head of communications at the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. Also be engaging a security analyst, Richard Komador, in that regard. And so festival celebrations in Ghana often see the use of unlicensed firearms. What concrete step is the commission taking to curb this very dangerous practice? Carl.
Good afternoon to your viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
Now, the Commission condemns the use of sophisticated firearms in our traditional celebrations, not just in traditional celebrations, but in public and social gatherings. The Commission is doing a lot, but I want to remind the general public that if you have a firearm and there is a social gathering or a public gathering, you are not allowed to bring that firearm to that gathering. It is illegal. It falls foul of the law, and you would be incriminated if you are found bringing a firearm Even if it is licensed, you can't bring it to any traditional festival or traditional celebration or a social or public gathering. And so that is the first warning I would want to sound to the general public. Now, the Commission is doing a lot to ensure that there is compliance, there are regulations governing the use of the firearms, and there are standard operating procedures that will be used by the traditional authorities. Now, the first thing my boss, Dr. Adam Bukona, did when he took over as the Executive Secretary of the Commission was to visit the Bobu Ulomo and the Nungwa Traditional Council to commiserate with them. That was around the period where they lost a Queen Mother during the installation ceremony. And so that was the first courtesy call he paid. And it was that engagement which started a series of discussions or engagements to ensure that we streamline the use of firearms or musketry in traditional celebrations. So the Commission, after research, we conducted a series of research in Teshi, Nungwa, Tema, and Nima, where we had focus group discussions with opinion leaders, the indigenes themselves, and the traditional authorities. So that informed us as to the steps to take. So during the discussions, the Commission decided to use the Babulomo, the Babulomo Palace and the Nungwa Traditional Council as the pilot phase of the processes to ensure compliance, to ensure that we have tight regulations, agreed guidelines and SOP concerning the use of musketry.
So, is the Commission working in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service or any other security agencies to monitor and control the use of firearms during these celebrations?
Very much. So, the Commission, per our establishment, has the heads of all the security agencies as part of our board. So, we work in collaboration or in tandem with all the security agencies. And you know that when it comes to our internal security, the Ghana Police Service leads the operation, and then all the allied security agencies support them. So yes, there are rules and regulations, or there are collaborations ongoing to ensure that we monitor and then retrieve these firearms or ensure compliance. You know, when it comes to the use of firearms during traditional festivals or traditional celebrations, it is muskets. These muskets do not use live ammunition. The muskets are cap guns. They are just like the ones that are used during the athletics or Olympics. It only gives out a sound and a powder and adds plump and pageantry to the celebration. But they don't use tarred gunpowder or live ammunition.
Okay.
And so we want to ensure that compliance per the law. If the traditional authorities want to have their traditional celebration, they need to inform the police so that they seek permit that, okay, this year we want to have Omowo Festival as an example. And then they know the number of firearms that they want to use, which is the market. And that is why the Commission, the engagement we have with the Commission as a pilot phase, we are going to visit their armories, assess the armories, look at the firearms they have. Those that are not fit for purpose, which means that they are not the prescribed ones, will be taken out. Those that are meet the standard will now be issued to them. They will be trained. People.
Carl, because of our limited time, you know, if you really want to execute your mandate, a low-hanging fruit is a change of mindset. Does the Commission have any public awareness campaign in order to sensitize these public?
All right, thank you very much. So one of the key tools that the Commission uses is public sensitization. And it's one of the things we do, both on radio, TV, having physical engagements with the indigenous. You will realize that we even issued a series of press statements before the Fire Festival and even the Omowo Festival. They are all part of the public sensitization that we do to engage the people.
Sure. Carl, thank you so much. Carl N. Asoa is the head of communications at the Commission of Small Arms and Light Weapons, and also sharing his thoughts on this one. Let's go on to the other side and engage a security analyst, and that's Richard Komado. Richard, how worrying are these developments? Something which should be a celebration has now turned into chaos.
Definitely, to the extent that the use of these arms are becoming a bit of a problem and endangering the lives of others who want to celebrate festivals. I sincerely believe that during festivals and during funerals in particular, where there's a predominant use of guns, there has to be accreditation given to those who want to use guns at these festivals. Then, on whose responsibility these guns are used has to be held accountable when something goes wrong. Until that is done, we wouldn't be able to profile people who scatter others or who use guns deliberately or negligently guard their guns and kill other people, as we have seen over the years. I think the police will have to play a leading role to the extent that the victims are left on their own and there's no welfare schemes for them. Perpetrators will have to be held accountable and they have to face the full rigors of the law. I can understand the work that Small Arms is doing in terms of engagement, in terms of public education. But law enforcement officers, particularly the police, will have to ensure that when you shoot a gun and kill somebody, you are held accountable. And in that way, it will bring some level of sanity to our festival grounds and to our funeral grounds. And this is my sincere opinion on this matter.
Richard, as a security analyst, I'm sure you are aware of some 1 million and lances, firearms in the system. How well can the national security, the commission, manage these, weapons?
If we provide them with the resources and we make it a public safety project, the police have the capacity to retrieve some of these arms. We just came from Akotia when the police decided to do a very rigorous check. Certain arms were picked out of the hands of certain people, whether registered or non-registered. So if they have a cohesive search force on the ground, and we map up Ghana where these guns are used predominantly, and within the seasons which they are used, and the police play a leading role, we can mop up the guns from the system and seize them from people who want to use these guns. But then it's also important to say that there are people in this country whose legitimate business is to import guns into this country. And there has to be an enhanced due diligence in that area. Then we also look at the background checks of people who privately want to have a gun. And once the background checks prove that you have a negative background, they should not be given guns. And the terms of reference, I overheard my brother Suwa saying where people can send their guns and where they cannot send it. During the time of registration, those terms will have to be defined so that those who flout the laws will be held accountable. Once you don't hold people accountable enough, others will take the law into their own hands. And to the extent that it's becoming very treacherous in our society, we need to look at it again. You remember what the president of the House of Chiefs said? That people might be firing guns at your backyard, but you never know you might be the target tomorrow. And I think it's a caution even the traditional leaders must take seriously. And those who have founders who want to use guns will have to take it very seriously.
Sure. Thank you so much, Richard.
You're
Richard Kumado is a security consultant sharing his expertise on festivals now turning into chaos due to the use of unregistered firearms at these celebrations. And let's know what your thoughts on this one as well. But this takes us to our very first break. This is Weekend Central. Stick and stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back from the break. This is still Weekend Central. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm in this black attire. It's because of the death of Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. Want to warn by you some of his profile. And so Kwadwo Safo was born in 1948, died in 2025. So he was born in Bom near Kansere in the Ashanti region of Ghana. And he died at the age of 77 years. And his parents, Opinyi Yao Safo, is the father. And Oba Pinyiya Amwenima is the mother. And he attended Ghana Technical Works Institute, now Kumasi Technical University, and he studied engineering, and he trained as a welder for 3 years at Valco and West African Metals, and practical self-taught innovator in electronics and mechanics. Later received honorary academic titles, including honorary professorship, emeritus, Alfred Nobel University, Ukraine 2019, and is the founder of Kantanka Group, multi-sector conglomerate, and divisions automobile, engineering and construction, media, that's Kantanka TV, healthcare, Great Kosa Clinic, agriculture, finance, security, education, herbal pharma, etc. And then he's also the founder of Kantanka Automobile, 1994. That was when it was established. The first Ghana-made car was in 1998. May his soul rest in perfect peace. You can also share with us your fondest memories of him if you're a church member, Safo, and even if you have any contact with him, let us know what you make of this death. A tribute, share with us on Facebook, TV3 Ghana. Hopefully we'll read them and share them to the rest of the world. And this is the Weekend Central. And our resident of district like Atebu, Amantin, Sene East, Sene West, and Pru East, with a combined population of approximately 290,000, are battling what they describe as the region's worst road network. These deplorable roads are not just an inconvenience, but a major impediment to economic activity.
While some parts of the Bono East region boast a relatively better road network, the district in parts of the region known as the Far East paints a terrifying picture. While the Bono East Regional Coordinating Council's data has a total of approximately 3,051 kilometers of feeder roads, a significant portion is in a poor state. A staggering 80.2% of the earth's surface roads are in a poor condition, and 32.2% of gravel roads are also classified as poor. This is specifically prevalent in Sene West, Sene East, and Atebu Mountain, all located in the region's eastern enclave. The roads has been like this for so long, from Atebu to Kwame Danso, and from Kwame Danso to Busunya. For context, only 0.4% of the region's bitumen surface roads are in good condition, highlighting a severe disparity. The Ejura-Atebubu-Yeji Road is a major artery in this area, and its poor condition has been a long-standing complaint. From Ejura to Yeji, the road is not safe because of armed robbers on the road. They rob commuters of their belongings and kill some in addition. And this is mainly due to the terrible nature of the road. We are easily attacked by armed robbers, and there's a lot of accidents on this road due to the nature of the road. During the dry season, the dust is a health hazard, while in the rainy season, the roads become impassable, cutting off communities from the rest of the region. When it rains, you can't go out because all the roads will be flooded. The dust on the roads is worrying us a lot. The impact of these poor roads is felt across all sectors of life, compromising the security of the area. Because of the potholes, commuters are easy targets for armed robbers. Traveling on the stretch is really scary, especially when it's getting dark. A recent tour by the Bono East Regional Minister brought to light the various challenges faced by residents, including a poor road network. The minister acknowledged the urgency of the situation, stating that maintenance works on the Ejura-Atebubu-Yeji Road have been awarded on contract.
Government has approved that the contractor should come on site and it will be pothole patching.
While the problem is vast, there are signs of progress. The government has undertaken some road projects in the region, with the Bono East Regional Coordinating Council indicating that works on some key roads are underway. This includes the Atebubu Amantin Road and Prang Kintampot Road. The residents of the Eastern Enclave are hopeful that they will soon see a fair share of these developments, transforming their dangerous daily journeys into a smooth ride toward progress. Belinda Tete, TV3 News.
As part of broader peace and security efforts aimed at strengthening community policing initiatives in the Northern East region, Gojinta Ghana under the Peace Project is building capacity and providing logistics, including office furniture, computers, motorbikes, and record-keeping tools to reduce land-related conflicts through better documentation and management practices. The initiative, implemented in collaboration with the Northeast Regional Peace Councils, and focuses on providing office spaces for the local peace committees. These community peace centers will serve as visible and accessible hubs within communities where peace actors can convene, mediate disputes, and carry out critical peace-building activities. And now let's engage Christopher Marco, who is a Savannah Regional Correspondent, on this very development. Chris, how is the Peace Protect Project helping to maintain peace, especially on land-related disputes in the northern regions?
Yes, George, you know that over the years, the European Union has been supporting Gojinta Ghana to implement some peace initiatives aimed at restoring the peace that most communities have been yearning for over the years. Now, if you come to the Northern Enclave, one critical issue that leads to the instability of peace is land disputes. And so Gojinta Ghana, through the Peace Protect, has been engaging stakeholders, especially the police and traditional authorities, to ensure that they understand the new Land Act and also community policing, so that they can deal with these land disputes. And so as part of this effort, they have also been constructing police posts across some parts of the northern belt. And as part of this initiative, they are in the Northeast region, ensuring that they engage with the security agencies, specifically the police. They engage with traditional authorities and also retool the police to be able to carry out their mandates. At this event, people from the Peace Council and the European Union have been speaking on the need for the maintenance of peace in the various regions. Let's take a listen to what they've been saying.
Project focuses in particular on the 5 northern regions of Ghana. The acute tensions in certain localities, including the ongoing conflict in the Savannah region, continue to pose substantial risks to Ghana's security and do remind us of the importance of the support provided by the EU-Ghana partnership.
And Chris, because of our limited time, we have to end this very interview here. Christopher Marco is a Savannah Regional Correspondent. In a bid to reduce land dispute, Gojinta Ghana has built some peace centers in that regard. That takes us to a second break. Keep watching TV3. We'll be back shortly. Safo family and the Christ Safo mission, and may he rest in perfect peace. He died at the age of 77. My name is George Quinn. Thanks for watching. You can get more news updates if you log on to our website, s3news.com. Alternatively, you can also follow us on Instagram, tv3.g. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure coming your way. Good afternoon.